Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm extremely passionate to be here today because I'm very passionate about this topic. And I'm very excited to talk about the females and cybersecurity. My goal for this session is simple. I want to ensure that every single one of you gets something valuable out of it. Whether you're already a woman working in the cybersecurity field and you're looking to take your career to the next level, or you're just getting started, you will get something out of it. And I can only promise you two things today. By the end of this webinar, you will dream bigger and you will set your goals higher, as I will provide you everything you ever needed to know to build and grow a successful career in the cybersecurity as a woman. Unless you lived in a cave for the past few years, you've probably already lost count of all the major data breaches in the news. The growing security threats are a reality for companies of all types and sizes, from large corporations to hospitals to your next door local grocery store. And the stakes are high, with each breach averaging total cost of $3.92 million. Cybercrime damage costs are predicted to hit $6 trillion annually by 2021. And this represents the greatest transfer of economic wealth in history, more profitable than the global trade of all major illegal drugs combined. Imagine that. So it's not rocket science to see why cybersecurity is in demand field, projected to more than triple the number of unfilled cybersecurity jobs, predicted to reach 3.5 million by 2021, as Pritamo mentioned. And this is enough to fill 50 NFL stadiums, just to give you some perspective of how much that is. The cybersecurity unemployment rate is at 0%, and it's been there since 2011. And cybersecurity careers are financially lucrative as well, with an average salary over 112K annually. And that's just an average. Obviously, the potential is way higher. So it's a truly fascinating time to be working in the cybersecurity industry. But let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Women comprise 50% of the world population. Yet statistically, we remained underrepresented in the cybersecurity field, holding only 20% of the cybersecurity jobs worldwide. The demand for cybersecurity talent has far outpaced the supply, with the shortage projected to hit 1.8 million unfilled jobs globally by 2022. So what does this mean for us? This means opportunity. There has never been a better time for women to build and grow a career in the cybersecurity field. It's simple economics. The demand outpaces the supply, and that's where we create our opportunity. Women are on the underrepresented demographic pool of talent that has the potential to close the growing talent shortage in the field. And that is why we're here today, to learn how to maximize and take full advantage of this opportunity. And let me start by ensuring we're on the same page first. The playing field between men and women is far from even. That is why we're here today, to understand why and what can we do about it. So let's take a look. Well, to start, it's no surprise women often face tougher choices between professional success and family commitments. Most of us often find it hard to find a balance between pursuing a challenging career while also ensuring we remain committed to our family, relationships, and friends. Whether we like it or not, the image of females in the cybersecurity field isn't yet widely adopted. And although we're moving in the right direction, many people still see the cybersecurity industry as a male-dominated industry, full of guys performing pen tests in black hoodies or suit and tie cybersecurity executives. So as women, it's hard for us to imagine ourselves doing something that we can't see enough examples to emulate. Mother Nature has coded us to be mothers, to be selfless, to always put ourselves last. So biologically, we're simply predisposed to have a disadvantaged start, yet we get to compete with men on the same obstacle course. Luckily for us, the very fact that we're caring in nature is exactly what is also driving the gender gap closure. As women, we're selflessly pursuing ways to support other women and to help them build and grow their careers in the cybersecurity industry. And there are many global organizations that do just that, drive diversity in the cybersecurity field, and many of them are driven by women who are determined to set the path forward for others. And through connecting and inspiring women, we are all changing the perception of the female role in the cybersecurity field, not just for this, but also for next generations, for many generations to come. Statistically, also, women tend to shy away from pursuing careers in the cybersecurity field simply because that field appears to have high barriers to entry. Whether you are technical, coming from a technical background or not, if you're just getting started with the cybersecurity field, you are probably intimidated, and that is okay. The good news is that you're not breaking in the field all by yourself, and you're not the first one to do it. There are many amazing women out there that have already paved the way for us and are powerful sources for inspiration, for guidance, support, and encouragement for us. Think about a go-to person when you need inspiration to balance it all and continue to move forward. Think about all the inspiring women you look up to because they've been there and done that successfully and confidently. These are the women that will help you accelerate your career by sharing what they've learned through their successes and their failures. And although men can absolutely be great mentors as well, don't get me wrong, it is the commonality of womanhood that makes us women truly stick for each other and help each other grow. As women, we go through unique challenges, and that's why it's important for us to lean on each other. And finding the right mentor can really create new possibilities for you and help you pursue your dreams. And we'll take a look on how to do that shortly. Finally, with the growing number of cybersecurity bachelor's and master's degrees offerings out there, you might think a career in the field is only possible for people with fancy four-year college degrees from well-known university or colleges. But unless you're just getting started with your career, it's unrealistic to assume that that's going back to college is something that is really going to work for you. You likely already have a job, maybe kids, maybe family, and for sure about a million other things going on in your life. The great news is that whether you're someone who already has a technical proficiency and security background, or you're looking to transition into the field from a non-technical background, there are proven paths to mastering and legitimizing the required skill set you would need without needing a full-blown cybersecurity college degree. In today's era of freely available knowledge and information, literally the sky's the limit for you. And we'll walk through some of the specific ways on how you can learn and solidify the knowledge you need to get you hired. The good news is that today we'll learn exactly how to turn all these negatives into positives and excel in the cybersecurity field. So I have 3 simple step formula for you that is guaranteed to jumpstart or boost your cybersecurity career if implemented the right way. Now, just because I said it's simple, this doesn't mean that it's easy, and that is exactly why we're here today. It comes down to connecting and getting involved in the right cybersecurity community with other women, finding the right mentor, and legitimizing the knowledge and the skill set that you would need to be successful. So first and foremost, I want you to remember one thing. The experience you get simply by working 9 to 5 doesn't cut it. If being mediocre is something that you're okay with, maybe you get by with your day job. But if your career means more to you and you want to excel in the cybersecurity field, you will need to connect with like-minded women that you can emulate, learn, and be inspired from. Employers are looking for well-rounded individuals who are always looking to stay ahead of the curve on the latest trends and technology. And this is where being a female is really an advantage. As women, we're selfless and we're always looking for ways to give back. And that's why we have strong support networks that we can rely on each other. And in order for you to be competitive and differentiate yourself from the crowd, you need to get involved. This will allow you to meet other successful women in the field you can learn from, and you can also establish lasting relationships and learn about new topics in the cybersecurity field, how to invest in your time best fitted for your career goals, etc. And I know it's hard to make time between all of your personal and professional commitments, but this is important. I will give you a list of the most impactful organizations supporting women in the cybersecurity field that you can get involved with. And you can be as lightly or as heavily involved as your schedule allows it, but you need to stay connected. If there is one thing you can do, that should be it. So we'll start with Women in Cybersecurity, or WISES, which is the largest US-based nonprofit organization offering many membership, sponsorship, and collaboration benefits that support women in cybersecurity. It's been a while, since 2012, I believe. And the organization essentially aims to bring together women looking to get involved in the cybersecurity or looking to grow their career in that field, providing them with learning and career development opportunities. They help connect women with companies seeking cybersecurity talent, and then they help promote the fact that aside from being highly qualified, female candidates can enhance diversity within the workspace and improve productivity and external perceptions. Their 7th annual conference was actually supposed to kick off tomorrow in Colorado, but it got canceled due to the coronavirus situation, like many other conferences, as you probably know if I've heard. They're working on rescheduling, but I haven't seen anything posted yet with details. This is one of the largest conferences focused on helping women advance their careers in cybersecurity through helping them meet, learn, network, and find new job opportunities, essentially. Attending the conference isn't free. I believe it's several $100s, depending on the type of ticket you get, but there are many ways that you can attend for free. I read in the news a couple of weeks ago that the event will have or would have had 400 volunteers. And that's a great way to get involved, to give back to the community, to learn and meet new people without having to spend a cent. And you might as well find yourself a new job while you're at it. If you're interested in becoming a member of WISES, annual membership fees are $95. And if you're a student, you can get the membership for only $15. Faculty members, government, and nonprofit employees can get the membership for $55. And if you want to attend the conference, if you're a member, you actually get a pretty good discount. Next, we have WASEC, or Women in Cybersecurity. This organization takes care of the social aspect of women in cybersecurity. It has a large Twitter following and meetup groups in various US locations, as well as Canada, France, Switzerland, India, and other countries. This group is mainly for those who would like to focus on networking and meeting other cool women in the cybersecurity industry. Members meet and discuss their day-to-day lives, their challenges in the cybersecurity industry, and find mentors, etc. They also attend typically male-dominated events in groups so that they don't have to feel like they're the odd one in the group. There are no membership fees for this one. You can just search WASEC in any meetup or Eventbrite website in your area, and you can find if there are any events around you. If you don't have a chapter in your area, don't get discouraged, because that's an awesome opportunity for you to establish one. Great way to get connected and gain exposure in the industry without breaking the bank. Next, we have the OWASP Women in AppSec. OWASP stand for Open Web Application Security Project, and that is a nonprofit organization that focuses on improving software security. And you may have heard of OWASP Top 10 Most Critical Security Risks to Web Application, which they publish periodically, and the numbers slightly change, but that's probably how you have heard of OWASP. The Women in AppSec is a division of OWASP that is dedicated to women working or interested in application security. The initiative is based in the USA, but events and meetups are held all over the world in various locations. The main goal of this organization is essentially to attract more women into the application security through providing training, mentorship opportunities. They also have some scholarships and some grants and sponsorships. Membership is free as well. You can just go on their website, email the organization secretary, and you can become a participating member. Next, I will review a few organizations that are probably most appropriate for people in the US, although they also have global reach. So we'll start with the Women's Society of Cyber Jiu-Jitsu. That is essentially an organization based out of the US that serves thousands of women around the world and focuses on women in cybersecurity wanting to grow their career. They provide training, networking, mentorship. They can be especially helpful for women in cybersecurity that are just embarking on their career in the field and just getting started. But they're not exclusive just to women that are just getting started. They have a lot of different offerings. They have tons of programs, basically including workshops, networking events, job boards, certification preparation study groups. Their overall missions basically is to empower women to succeed in any cybersecurity roles, entry level, more advanced, and they provide various different educational opportunities. It's you can think of it as a one-stop shop for females in cybersecurity, and anyone can join, even though it's based out of the US. Their annual membership fees start at $50 for military and students, and then $100 is the actual regular memberships for everybody else. They're also inclusive to men. They offer $50 membership to men, which gives them limited access to some of their online content. Next, we have Girls in Cyber. Pretty cool name. I actually think it's really awesome. That's an organization based out of the Dakota State University, which promotes diversity by introducing more girls into the cybersecurity field at an early age. They offer awesome summer camp programs, encouraging women to explore cybersecurity through providing them education and motivation. The camps are always free. They're actually sponsored by the NSA, the National Security Agency. And they also have a scholarship program, and actually probably several, and various events both for girls and for women of all ages. You can find curated content on various cybersecurity topics on their website, such as forensics, social engineering, networking, cryptography, and et cetera, et cetera. Definitely something to check out. Cyber has a really broad portfolio of offerings, and you can definitely find something that suits your need if you go and check it out. If you want to volunteer, or you just want to explore some of their events, or you're just looking to find some high quality content, the options are endless there. So highly recommend it. Next is the Diana Initiative, which is Women in Cybersecurity Conference held annually in Las Vegas. Really fun place for a conference. The conference includes presentations by speakers in the information security community, networking, and mentoring opportunities as well. And it is promoted as a conference for women, diversity, and inclusion in the information security field. They definitely help diversify and close the gender gap in the industry. So I think I didn't mention the two-day conference take place in August in Vegas. And again, you can get in for free. If you decide to volunteer, they have volunteering opportunities as well. And this is a great way to connect with other women and to be in the know, to be connected. Obviously, there are many other organizations and conferences out there that focus on cybersecurity. But for the purposes of today's discussion, I just wanted to focus on the ones that are specifically designated to support women in the field. See what makes sense for you and definitely get involved with one or more of them. And finally, network, network, network. Get to know as many people in the field as possible, no matter where you are in your career path. Don't be afraid to lean on other females in the industry. You'd be surprised how open and ready women are to help propel other women forward. I highly recommend building a strong support network among other women in the InfoSec field. Seek professional advice. Ask about where you should be focusing your time. What areas of study are the most important? And what you need to do to get the job that you want. So next, we're going to focus a little bit more on finding the right mentors. As mentioned earlier, companies realize that aiming for gender diversity in the cybersecurity field is more than just a concern of ethics and equality. It contributes to the overall performance and success of the company. And although it's up to companies to hire the best candidate for the job and culture, ultimately, it's up to you to be the best candidate out there. You need to determine if you want to climb the corporate ladder or if you're simply looking to have a meaningful job while supporting your family. You define your goals and you define your success. And as women, we have somewhat of a competitive advantage being a minority in the cybersecurity workforce today. But with that said, it's up to us to make the most out of it and ensure that we are always ready, always prepared, and willing to take the opportunity when it presents itself. And no matter how smart and talented you are, you can't do it alone. Having the right mentors in your life can make all the difference in your career. Same goes for having the wrong ones. So how do you find the right mentor and how do you establish that relationship? That's exactly what we'll dive into next. First and foremost, you should be clear about identifying what you really want to accomplish from a mentorship relationship. The cybersecurity field spans a very broad range of domains and disciplines. Do you know exactly what you're best suited for? And are you still looking for getting into the field or are you already in the field? You need to determine this. Are you experienced professional? Are you underappreciated at work and looking to get the recognition you deserve? Are you looking for that promotion? Are you just graduating and it's your first cybersecurity job? It is really important to start with the end goal in mind and define what are your objectives. Like, what is it that you want? Then that's when seeking out another woman who has already achieved these objectives really makes a difference. Having other female examples to emulate will help you define and build your personal brand. Find someone you admire and think, hey, I want to be like her when I grow up. Research women that have notable achievements that you're interested in, that you see something in them that you can see yourself doing and you want yourself to do. Finding such women is much easier if you are involved in one or more of the organizations that we discussed earlier, by the way. And building and growing your network helps as well because you have a broader pool of people that you can identify for a potential mentorship relationship. And no matter where you are in your career path, you will always have your goals for the next level in your career. So always be on the lookout for women that inspire you and can help you set your goals higher. Now, how do you actually get them to be your mentor? Needless to say, ideally, it's best if you've had the chance to meet the woman you'd like to connect with and learn from before reaching out to seek mentorship. But we don't live in a perfect world, and we know that's not always possible, and that's okay. You can still reach out, but just know that you need to be careful. You only have the chance for first impression once, so you need to capitalize on it. Whether you're sending an email or a LinkedIn message or whatever it is, always start by introducing yourself and telling your story concisely and clearly. Remember, when you try to establish mentorship relationships, always be genuine. Always try to establish a point of common ground. What are the highlights of your story that this potential mentor or woman can relate to and empathize with you? Why should she give you the time of her day to talk to you? Although most women in the cybersecurity field love to help other women with their career, we're all pretty busy and often get many requests like this. So how is your story different? How do you stand out? Finally, remember, and this is very important, never try to push a long-term relationship right from the start. See if you can secure a quick phone call or a meetup for coffee or something more or less engaging, and try to build the relationship slowly. Having a strong mentor can really accelerate your career. It can really accelerate it a million years ahead, or having the wrong one can really slow you down. But remember, you have to embrace a give and take mindset. This is not just about you taking, but it's also about you giving. That's when authenticity is really important. And this is a craft and it takes some practice. So you may get some cold shoulders every once in a while. Don't let that discourage you. That will happen. But most women in the cybersecurity field genuinely want you to succeed and will help you when you reach out. So finally, let's take a look at how we can legitimize our knowledge. Now, as mentioned earlier, if you have the means and the time to invest into a fancy 4-year cybersecurity college program, that would be awesome. But reality is that that's rarely an option for most of us, as we are struggling to balance family, personal life, and professional commitments. The good news is that you can learn the necessary skills you need through certificate programs. Cybersecurity certificate programs are the fastest way to prove your skills and advance your career by earning respected credentials by an accredited body. They can provide you the knowledge you need to get hired and will help you gain support from the cybersecurity community throughout your journey. And I just want to make it clear, I'm not sitting here advocating that a piece of paper is better than the actual knowledge and experience. But the reality is that unfortunately, in the cybersecurity field, these pieces of paper are a baseline requirement for many jobs. They attest that you have the skills and you're serious about this field. And because this webinar is organized by the AC Council, I'm using some of their great offerings to illustrate some of the options you may have. Obviously, there are many other options out there that you may want to explore. I personally have the Certified Ethical Hacker certification, which is probably the most widely accepted certification on ethical hacking globally. And I will never forget studying for this exam, as I was pregnant during that time. So I had to deal with some challenges only women can understand. But I also had a lot of fun with it. I used the EC Council materials, and I also attended one of their 5-day boot camps on it, where we spent 5 days literally in a hands-on lab environment, going through the 5 phases of hacking: reconnaissance, gaining access, enumeration, maintaining access, and covering your tracks. And you will literally scan, test, hack, and secure your own systems during the labs. I seriously think that was the most fun boot camp I've ever attended. And I have attended several boot camps in my career with cybersecurity focus. And despite of what many people may think, you don't have to be a pen tester to achieve this certification. I'm not. The concepts you learn through this material can be applied in a wide range of roles that require you to understand the common vulnerabilities and attack techniques in the network and the system infrastructure. The Certified Ethical Hacker is the first of a 3-course series, and if you enjoy it, you may choose to proceed to take the EC Council Security Analyst and the Licensed Penetration Tester boot camps. This certification requires 2 years of experience before taking the exam. Many others also have certain requirements like this, but not all of them. So I just talked a little bit more about the one certification I have personal experience with. Just wanted to give you a little bit glimpse. Obviously, you would need to choose the one for you that makes the most sense for you. So as I mentioned, there are a lot of different options out there. Just walk through some of the EC Council's ones. But regardless of what direction you want to focus on, there are definitely 2 important aspects you need to think about when you think about what certification is right for you. How do you choose? Because there are so many out there. So it comes down to, where are you in your career? Are you just getting started? Do you want to start with something basic that doesn't require you many years of being in the cybersecurity industry? Or, are you more experienced and you want to legitimize your knowledge and you already know a lot? And then also, what are your career objectives? Are you more technical professional? Are you more high level? Are you focusing on risk, on business continuity? Are you a security analyst? All of these variables will help you with that decision. So think about these 2 things when you're trying to make a decision. And even though many cybersecurity certifications require several years of experience in the field, you can still take the exam early and still reap the benefits. For example, the CISSP certification requires 5 years of experience in the cybersecurity field, but I took the exam in my 2nd year of my cybersecurity career, and I'm very grateful for it. It's hard to get established in the field in the very beginning, and proving your domain knowledge early on is important. The great news is that you can find materials to study for these for free or very low cost. If you're already employed, you also may be able to get your employer to pay for the exam fees, which are usually a few $100s depending on which one you choose. And again, although I would personally never judge people's knowledge or experience by a piece of paper, certifications are really a good way to obtain a tangible validation of your knowledge and your skill set. And some of them are actually required for certain jobs in the field. So I'm not just saying this is good to have. This is pretty much a must-have. So I hope I've been able to convince you that the future of cybersecurity can truly be female. And I hope you can use the actionable guidance I've given you to take your cybersecurity career to the next level. I promise you, following these simple steps will have a lasting positive effect in your career. Remember, they're not just things you do one time and you wake up a CISO one day. They're lifestyle habits, and you need to adopt them in order to really see the benefits long term. And for those that we watch this recording, this session is a recording, it's very likely the content will already be out of date. This is how fast things are changing in the cybersecurity field. So it's up to you to always be following the latest trends and to know what's going on. Last but not least, I want to remind you not to focus only on honing your cybersecurity skills. Don't lose sight of working on your soft skills, which are equally, if not even more important. Most of us spend our lives and careers showcasing ourselves and our contributions in one way or another. From a performance review to job interviews to day-to-day meetings, our ability to communicate effectively can really make or break our career. No matter how strong your technical skills are, your ideas and your insights mean nothing if they cannot be effectively transmitted to others and if others cannot understand them. So ensure you invest time in your communication and your people skills just as much as you do in your technical skills. And I think this is a great stopping point. Would love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, and any questions.